I'm curious to have you talk about the estate tax. And I'm not sure in this audience what the balance of opinion about it would be. Certainly you and I know some people we agree with on a lot of things who aren't feeling the same about this. But explain why you're for it and how that battle looks at this point.
Okay. Well, it really is, the estate tax is actually the grateful heirs tax. It's a tax on heirs. It's a tax on very, very wealthy people. I love Warren Buffett's expression where in order to find somebody who pays any estate tax, you'd have to go to 200 funerals. And that's just about mathematically, literally correct. The thing to me is that the dying with millions of dollars is to a very large extent a function of being an American, of being in a place where something like that is possible, where something like that is actually encouraged and created. A court system that works, a Securities and Exchange Commission which is orderly and makes business life in this country something you can count on day in and day out. Those values have everything to do with the ability to amass a substantial fortune. And at the end of a prosperous, comfortable, I can do anything tomorrow I want to do kind of life, it seems to me that just a simple call by society on that accumulation of funds to come back to society. And that's why I'm a huge fan of the estate tax. The current situation, as most of this audience would know, I think, is that there is no estate tax. It's the most remarkable thing, and it's an unbelievable indictment of our government to get in a situation where that tax just went away because of the way the 10-year runout was designed 10 years ago. And they couldn't get the Congress around to dealing with that problem. So now we have a year in which there is no estate tax. Some refer to it as throw mama from the train year. And on January 1, 2011, we will go back to the rules, regulations, and arithmetic of the estate tax as it was in 2001, which will bring the exemption down to $1 million from the current, what was $3.5 million, and will move the rate back up to 55%. Now, I guess no one believes that's really going to happen, but I have to admit to having on a number of occasions made speeches about this subject in which I said, well, in 2010 there won't be a tax, but that'll never happen. Mm-hmm. And here we are. Mm-hmm. So who knows for sure what's going to happen in the next calendar year, but the probabilities are very high that somewhere the differing views will compromise on some exemption amount and some rate, and the estate tax will go on.